Spencer, Jeff Hurst, Trevor Brooking and Billy Bonds, Paolo Di Canio, West Ham United. We celebrate our victories, we stick together in defeat. Proud of our history, West Ham United, more than just a podcast, more than just a podcast.
Good evening, good morning, good afternoon. This is more than just a podcast. And it's season 11, episode 29, and you hear the dulcet tones of one of the Booches, but we don't just get one Boochie, we get two Booches. George, where are you? What are you doing? How's your teeth?
My teeth are a hell of a lot better than they were this time last week. I had 3 wisdom teeth removed. It was very painful, but I'm okay. And I am in my living room recording a podcast with you. I've got the golf on in the background, and I've got a pint of Guinness in front of me.
Nice,
So I'm a happy
nice.
man
I was just telling George off air how proud I was that I've lost £10 on my second week of Weight Watchers altogether. And he went, well, I lost £9. And I said, how'd you do that? He went, having my wisdom teeth out. I just couldn't eat for a week. So there you go. Maybe you should have my wisdom teeth. True story, bro.
Got to have some wisdom, Sean.
You've got to have some wisdom to have your wisdom teeth. I had my wisdom teeth out a long time ago. True story.
That explains it.
Yeah. John, welcome back. How's the back? Are you off the drugs?
I'm off the drugs. The back is on the mend. But if anyone has any brilliant ideas of how to get it mended quicker, please let me know.
Oh, yeah. Any osteopaths?
Wim Hof.
Where are you? What are you doing?
I'm at home talking to you, doing a podcast.
Yeah, and you're in your new house. Any?
Still.
Yeah.
Still here.
How's the internet?
Not brilliant.
Isn't it? It sounds all right.
Yeah, this is hardwired in, Sean. This is through Ethernet.
Excellent.
I've had to put it all around everywhere to make it work properly.
Canning Town Len.
Good evening.
Where are you and what are you doing? You're a bit touch and go whether you're going to make it today, so glad you made the effort.
Yeah, well, I wrote the whole working day off in the end.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. And my brother's looking after me mum tomorrow.
Oh, right.
So I've got a whole day being Cockney Monet. Just painting all day. Because it hasn't gone to plan today.
Oh.
You can't do it with a cluttered mind.
Oh, okay. No Nigel at the moment. He's in his new job. I'll let him explain that later. But he's coming home and rung me and said they've shut the M25, so I've got to go the other way round it, which is not good. So he says start without us. He may join, he may not join. So it might be a short one. Got 2 football games to talk about. The first one was in the Europa League against is it Sevilla or Sevilla? Which one is it?
I think it's
Seville.
Sevilla.
Sevilla.
If you're doing the Spanish pronunciation. Oh, yes. If you're going for the English, it's Seville.
Where the
Sevilla.
marmalade comes from.
So, none of us went, although I was very tempted at the end. It went down to 15 points, which is what I've got. And I thought, but then I looked at the price of how much airplane tickets had gone up to on that day. Horrendous. And,
How much were they?
Oh, they were like 600-700 quid right at the end. If you wanted to go straight there, you could. Lots of people went to Lisbon or went to Malaga or other places and travelled on, but you know you've got to take 2 or 3 days out of work for that. But I spoke to a few people. Everyone seemed to enjoy it. I got a call. I actually give him a name check. One of Andy Austin, who used to be one of my trolls on.
One of your friends, Sean.
Well, I didn't know. As I said last week, I met him not knowing, but he was out there.
Someone I always found myself agreeing with.
Yeah,
and
the funny thing is, so I met him last week, and so it's going off at O'Neill's the night before, exactly how Nigel said it would. You know, the Frankfurt fans have come out with, you know, I think they had poles and chairs and masks and throwing things at all the West Ham fans outside O'Neill's, and I knew he was there, so he messaged me and said, "Here's my mobile number. Call me. I'm back in the hotel." So I rang him and he said, "Look, it wasn't our fault. They just ambushed us. They came from nowhere. They just appeared from nowhere. He said it was over in a few minutes, but of course it made the headlines. This time, West Ham fans were the victims. Although this week, I think Chelsea fans are the victims, if you want to believe them anyway. Let's talk about the game. Let's start with you, George.
Oh,
Yeah? What do you think? I mean, if someone had asked you at the beginning, will you take a 1-0 defeat away from home, you would take it, wouldn't you?
yes.
So, normal West Ham, I guess, we got high expectations because they didn't look that special, did they? And we thought we could nick one.
Yeah, so
Didn't take a
yes, I would
chances.
have taken it before the game.
Yeah.
But to expand on that a little bit, I think I've left it feeling quite disappointed that we didn't get at least a draw,
Yeah.
because, as we know, they were a severely weakened Sevilla.
Easy for you to say.
Lots of key players missing, and probably most importantly, Rakitic injured in the warm-up. Don't know if he's back this week. He's a very big key player for them, so that was a big opportunity missed, I think, given the amount of injuries they had, how well we played. We did play well, I thought. We deserved at least a point from that game.
Yeah.
Frustratingly, we should have been 1-0 up within the first 5-10 minutes.
Yeah.
Was it? Vlasic's header, and Vlasic's header wasn't great, but equally, if not worse, was Antonio's missed kick follow-up
Yeah.
from within the 6-yard box. So it's same old West Ham in the fact that chances were missed, created but not taken.
I don't usually do this, but I'm going to give an early stat attack, and I hope you
Stat
forgive
attack.
me. Stat attack.
Before you give the stat
Go
attack,
on.
you all know away goals don't count anymore.
Yeah, we
don't
do.
You?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seville had 56% of the possession, meaning we had 44. They had 22 shots, 6 on target. We had 9 shots, 3 on target. They had 7 corners to our 3. It seemed a more even contest than the stats would show. I don't know. A lot of those 22 shots, I think, went way over the bar and weren't really shots. They did seem to be very good on headers, George, and very good on their set pieces. And it was a bit of a good goal as well that won the game.
It was a good goal. It was a good set-piece routine, and clearly one off the training ground, wasn't it? It's a bit frustrating that he was just left there completely unmarked, and just no one seemed interested, and they all looked around at each other like who had him. But I don't leave it overly concerned because, like we say, the away goals were all scrapped this season. We're taken back to our place on Thursday. The only thing that I am worried about is if they come back with their fuller first team and play a lot higher quality than they did last week.
Yeah. But they can be beaten.
Well,
Without doubt,
anyone
can.
can be beaten, but yeah, like I said, if we were going to beat them, we wanted to beat that team with 8 of their first team players missing. So I'm cautiously optimistic for Thursday because I'm going, and I want it to be a good night. But at the same time, I'm a West Ham fan, so there's some realism. to
Yeah,
it.
you're coming, aren't you? You're looking forward
am.
to it.
I am looking forward to it. Yeah, I haven't been for a long time. So it'll be my first game since COVID. So
Yeah.
yeah, a long time for me.
You got half a day booked. I hear George has got half a day booked.
Yeah,
And he's got the Friday off as well.
Has he?
Yeah,
That's interesting
he's
because I
got-
got the Friday morning off.
Yeah,
So.
he's got the Friday. He said he starts 7 o'clock. He said, it's going to be a heavy one with George, so I've taken Friday off.
Yeah, we're talking and planning our afternoon today. So yeah, we're
Yeah,
already
looking forward to seeing you. You got your ticket? I sent it to you yesterday.
I have, thank you.
Good,
Yeah.
good.
Paid for
Right.
it.
Let's move over to John. John, you're regretting now
Hello.
not taking a ticket that your son said, do you want a
Yeah.
ticket?
Yeah, do you regret
Um,
that?
I'm not actually. No,
Oh, really?
'cause I'm currently managing to stand up for about a half hour at a time before I have to sit down. So by Thursday,
That's age for you.
I know. Tell me about it. So yeah, no, I'm not.
I could have got you a disabled and I could have come as
Well,
your carer.
Possibly.
You could have
I
got
feel it'd been
disabled.
hard to work out which one was which if you were ringing me in.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Anyway, you may have watched it horizontally, but what
I
did
did
you
watch
make
it.
of the game?
Yeah, pretty similar to George. I mean, I thought we'd done well. We looked decent. We didn't look overawed by it. They didn't look miles better than us. We looked like we belonged there. We created some really good clear-cut chances, but we haven't or don't seem to have anyone at the moment who's very clinical with these chances that are being made. And I agree, it would have been nice to have come away with at least a draw. I think the performance deserved at least a draw. But I hope that our upgrade for our next game would have been to have Bowen in for our team. Yet they've got 4 or 5 very good players who could be coming back into their team. So I hope that isn't the sort of marked difference on Thursday night, because obviously we know Bowen is unlikely to play.
Yeah, Bowen's unlikely to play.
We've lost a couple of other people at the weekend, which I'm sure we'll talk about. But yeah, it was a good performance, and I watched it and thought, I think we deserved at least a draw out of that. And then I thought, yep, let's get back to our place where we can do this. And then as I sort of looked into it a bit more and thought about it a bit more, I thought it was going to be quite tricky.
Shall I give an injury update now, or keep our listeners sort of holding on till after the...
Well,
keep them holding on.
Yeah, let Len do his...
Yeah, all right. Well, I think we're talking about it after the 2 games and keep them really on tender
stay
hooks
here
after these messages. Lenny boy.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Did you watch it? Were you drawing? Were you painting? Were you filming? Were you editing?
I watched it.
Good.
On TV.
With a beer in your hand?
I probably was, yeah, but it would have been a non-alcoholic beer lately.
Oh.
Told you about this, didn't I?
Yeah, you did, yeah. But you haven't told our listeners, because they're going to be going...
No,
what?
they're going to think that's strange, aren't they? But yeah, I don't know. Non-alcoholic beer.
Well, feel free to share.
Share what? Well, I'm drinking non-alcoholic beer. It helps my back.
Yeah.
It reduces... I
There you go, John. There you go, John.
I think
There's
John
your problem.
knows what helped his back, what hurt his back.
Stop drinking.
I mean, if it dramatically increases inflammation, alcohol.
Oh,
I learned by accident. I did actually stop because I had a little bit of health scare in the liver area. Because I'm a regular drinker, I regularly have a glass of wine with my dinner, and once or twice a week it does turn into a bottle with my dinner, which is not great. So I took a break from it, and for the first time in about 20 years I had no back pain or no tinnitus, no things that are caused by inflammation. It was quite miraculous, actually.
There you go.
Now I kind of wish I'd done it sooner.
Just a little disclaimer here. We're not offering medical advice.
No, we're not.
Would we?
No.
Anything you do is your own risk.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Says Weight Watchers Sean.
Yeah. Yeah.
Weight Watchers, Sean. You're on Weight Watchers again.
I am. Yeah. I was talking earlier how I won Weight Watchers the year in the year 2000, whatever it was, and I'm back on it.
Are the pictures still available?
I don't know. I'll have to have a look. But I've lost. I was saying earlier, I lost £10 in the first 2 weeks, and then George says, "Yeah, I lost £9 in a week just by having my wisdom teeth out." I went, "Yeah, cheers. Thanks for motivating me."
If people are that interested, you were Slimmer of the Year in about 2010, and you made the headlines of their magazine and things.
Did, yeah.
On the front page.
Do you know what Len said to me last week when I said I was on Weight Watchers?
What's that?
You put it back on, Sean.
Yeah, it's been a while.
History says that you do. Otherwise you wouldn't have been
Yeah, but I just said
in a year 10 years ago.
Whether that's true or not, you don't need motivation like that. I said he should be a Weight Watchers coach. Anyway,
I'm sure if someone wanted to hunt about you, they'd better find it.
Anyway, do you know what? It's not called Weight Watchers anymore. It's called WW because they don't want it at the word weight or watchers. Anyway, moving.
That was one of my accounts that Sarchi's Weight Watchers.
Was it?
Told you, I used to call it fat fuckers.
You can't say that.
It come out in a pitch. So I said it by accident.
Oh dear. Anyway, back to the football.
Right.
I would like to have seen that.
What did you make of it, Lenny boy?
Yeah, I was surprised actually I don't think. I think you got to be honest and say that Sevilla had a lot of chances as well. But I was surprised that we had as many chances that we did. And
Yeah.
this again, as in the Liverpool game, disappointing not to take one. It doesn't matter who you're playing, does it? When you get these chances, you need to take them. It was almost carbon copy of the Liverpool game when you think about it.
Yeah.
You know, we went there bright, had chances, didn't take them. But saying that, I think it's nicely poised for when we take them back to the library, because you know it will be a nervous place being 1-0 up. I know it sounds ridiculous. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
That if you were 1-0 up and you took them, you know, at London Stadium.
Are you going?
No,
You're not. Are you regretting that now?
no, not at all.
Really?
I'm even more glad I'm not going. Yeah, because the fact of the matter is they're going to want to. I will guarantee that they'll get Mark Noble to send you an email saying, "Oh, we got to, create an atmosphere." When I know full well they didn't go about creating an atmosphere the right way. Shouldn't be just about Thursday night. Should be about every fucking game.
Nigel said to me, I think it was Nigel, this is one of the biggest games
It is. No, I'm not denying it.
since probably, I don't know, the Liverpool West Ham FA Cup final.
Yeah, I'll make him right, but
And you're not
You-
just
you-
a little
we
bit.
can't all fucking go, can we?
Well, you could have done,
And
to be honest.
Oh
up
yeah,
to
I could
2
have.
weeks
I
ago.
could have done.
We could have.
But they wanted it No, but they wanted like the money for your own seat 6 weeks ago. And
Yeah, I know, but I didn't do that, and I still bought one, and bought one for George as well. And John turned it down.
yeah, but I mean, I think you need to sort of.
What did we
I'm a
pay?
bit more
40 quid,
principled than you.
George, for our
Yeah,
tickets?
41 quid, I think it was.
We are in the
You know,
gods, but we're...
It's not the end of the world watching it on TV.
Yeah.
I
you know,
agree.
because generally, I do actually think now.
We can win this, though, can't we, Len?
Yeah, of course you can. But
Champions League, here we come. Or as our Chelsea friend said, John, what do they call it? You said you're invited to the Curry Club, and what do they call this?
Second-rate club in a second-rate cup competition.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I said, watch this space.
yeah,
Hilarious
I don't-
coming from Chelsea fans.
I know it's too early for the predictions, but I don't think we will get a result. But there you go. I think it's going to suit Seville because it's not Upton Park.
Well, we
And
shall
it's not
see.
Eintracht
I
Frankfurt.
I personally think the place is going to absolute rock. I really do.
Yeah, oh, it's a shame we're not in the European Gaslighting Championships. Then, isn't
I'm
it,
sure there's
really?
going to be a great light show as well, Len.
Oh,
You're going to miss
glad I'm
one
not there
hell of
for
a lot.
that.
Don't worry, because I'll video it for you.
Yeah, thanks, and I'll make sure I don't.
And
download it.
I'm sure the cat torturer woman will be out again.
Yeah, maybe.
With her various...
They've got to be looking at their policy now, though, because they must have sold a lot of tickets to sort of, well, they paid, not to put too fine a point on it, they sold tickets for the money. They went for the money quite quickly before they went for
Yeah,
the type
well,
of
we
fan
always-
who
we
could
said-
cause an atmosphere.
We said. Anyway, let's move on from
yeah,
European
you quickly
Cup.
move on.
Let's move on, because on Sunday we played Aston Villa, the Villains, the Clarets, what else they called, I don't know.
Divers.
I was apprehensive before this game because I think they'd scored 9 goals in their last 3 games and we'd scored 1. I know different opposition, but they seem to be a bit on form, and to begin with, there didn't seem a lot between the two teams. But all that changed, didn't it, George? You watched the game, I'm hoping, and I haven't done all this build-up with you going, yeah, I was out. Matifa.
No, I watched it. John and I watched it together.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Where? In the Outer Hebrides or the Inner Hebrides?
Which one's his house?
Yours is further away towards
Is
the
it?
seaside, so you're the Outer Hebrides.
Okay, the inner then.
Yeah. Oh, at his house.
Yeah. I think at one point in the second half, I turned to John and said, "You'd take 0-0 now, wouldn't you?"
Do you know what I was thinking? I was saying at one point, I wouldn't mind taking the draw when. But we had control. I mean, I know Johnson was losing the ball a lot, and I know, but we had most of the chances in the first half. Is the way I remember it.
Yeah, I think it's right. I think we had most of the chances throughout the game, but it did have like another feeling that it was going to be
Yeah,
another
they
game
were
where
gonna-
we
there
create
was
lots
g-
of chances and not score.
Yeah. It was
Um,
like it was going to go against the run of play,
yeah.
wasn't it? And then they were just going to snatch a goal on the break.
So it was a decent game, I think. Villa, as we've talked about all over social media and everyone feels, they did a lot of diving about and trying to time waste in the first half.
Yeah, that was really bizarre, and I'm really surprised with Steve Gerrard.
Oh, yeah, it was Steve.
Steve, mate of
Steve.
yours, is he?
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, Steve.
oh, Steve. Oh, Sean.
Oh, mate.
Yeah, it is what it is.
But,
isn't it?
but,
I mean,
but
there's-
what were they? What were they up to? They were doing it for like the
don't know,
sixth
yeah, it
minute.
was
You're
very
thinking,
strange.
what? You're playing for a draw
I think,
in the
again,
6th minute?
early on in the first half, I think one of our corners came in, and all of their defenders kind of dived on the floor. And John said to me, "That's their game plan, isn't it? You know,
Yeah.
jump on the floor, and roll around a bit." I don't know what it was all about, but hey,
It was
we won in the
foolish,
end.
wasn't it? It
We
was
did,
foolish because
and
that got the crowd going, all that diving, because it was very quiet and people
well,
weren't really up for the game, and
Well,
it just got us going.
you got a really good point there, Len, and it probably didn't come across the TV. It was one of the quietest games.
It's been quiet for a good 6 home games there.
I don't know about
Sure.
6. I think
Oh, it
some
has.
of no. Well,
I've been counting them. They were right. They had their chant. Do football in the library, and they're quite right. They were quite right.
no, I
And,
don't.
uh,
I
we-
disagree that it's been
Listen,
quiet.
I'm going to
6
agree
games.
with you about Thursday night because the fans don't let the team down.
Yeah.
But I'm afraid the fucking staff do. And this is what they wanted when we moved to London Stadium. This is what you got.
Yeah. Anyway, back to George.
yes,
Not only could I not do the half-time quiz because there's no bloody Wi-Fi and I can't get a signal on my Vodafone,
oh no.
which was interesting because I knew 5 out of the 6 questions at half-time for the quiz. The one time I did, and I wasn't too far away on the guess for the final question. I just guessed 200 and it was like 180, so I could have won it. But the real problem was when I saw Yarmolenko was I didn't know if they picked this up, but Yarmolenko was getting applause from the West lower and in the corner with the Bobby Moore lower as he ran up and down, and you just knew that he was going to come on, but I didn't think he would come on till the end. But obviously Antonio got injured, and I said to my son Finley, I said, "You can guarantee he scores. I'm going to put a fiver on him as first goal scorer."
Did you?
No, because I couldn't get an internet connection, so I was on Betway app trying to put a bet on him as first goal scorer, and I just couldn't get a connection.
Something else that fails there. Fucking hell.
So
Great in it there.
I know.
Oh, fucking hell. Talk about this wasn't in the brochure. Jesus Christ.
Brady out.
Brady out. As you
So
were, Sean.
as I was anyway, I didn't get any money, but you just and I said it, but I'm sure I think we said on our group.
Yeah, I think John and I had a very similar conversation.
I said to my son George, I bet
Yeah.
he comes on and scores.
Yeah,
now.
did you?
I did.
And what did you say, George?
I said, I hope so, and he did.
Yeah, he did. It was just written. I mean, I'm a bit of a Yarmolenko lover, and I always have been. I always promoted him.
Oh yeah, I know you.
Well, I
you,
have.
him.
I've always said nice things
You,
about
him, and
Yarmolenko.
Steve Gerrard are always can't separate.
Stevie? Or do you want to be formal and call him Stephen then? Stephen Gerrard.
Steve
All right.
Gerrard is his name.
All right. So, he just seemed to be more up for it than normal. He seemed to be running more, put more effort in, and completely deserved the goal, a striker's goal. Maybe we should start him on Thursday. What do you think?
Well, I think it would be a wise move. I think he's going to be full of confidence. He's clearly full of passion and emotion.
Yeah,
at the
very,
moment,
very-
understandably.
He cried on the pitch, but I don't know if you saw the interview, but it was very incoherent.
I haven't seen the interview. No, I did obviously see him.
He goes, he was very emotional. He says emotional, like, I don't know, 15 times. He goes, I can't say anything, and then goes on for 7 minutes, not saying anything.
Okay.
But when English isn't his first language,
It's not. And of course, he is very emotional, and I think his head's all over the place. He said, I've only trained about 3 days, so this means so much to me, and the fans' reception means so much to me. And my teammates have supported me, so this is everything. While my countrymen are being killed in Ukraine.
I think you find he done 3 different interviews, each starting with I don't know what to say, and then proceeding to know exactly what to say. Which is strange.
Yeah. Anyway,
but yes, in answer to your question, Sean, I would start him on Thursday. Mainly because I don't think we've got any other strikers, but also he deserves it because he scored when given his opportunity. And I think, like I say, he'll be full of confidence and he'll be full of passion.
Yeah.
So yeah, give him another chance. Good luck to the man.
No, I think everybody saw it
again.
Did you see that first shot he had that Fornell stopped hitting the corner flag that he turned into a pass?
Yeah.
Oh, we're forgetting that because he's Ukrainian.
Whoa! Stop
Yeah, that
this.
slice.
All right.
That was
Give the
going
guy
out
a
of
break.
bounds.
His
He was
countrymen are
reloading.
dying, and you're putting the boot in.
That doesn't mean to say the shot was any straighter.
Oh,
You know I'm not schmaltzy, Sean.
I know you're not. That's your problem.
Yeah,
It's
well,
like
That's
you're
your
one
problem.
fucking
That's your
colt.
problem. A bit like
Fuck
calling
him.
fat people fat fuckers. No wonder you lost the account.
I didn't lose the account.
Anyway,
I think they still got it.
quick stat
I was
attack.
just not on it.
As a quick stat attack, we only had 47% possession. They had 53. They had 11 shots, 4 on target. We had 13, 7 on target. We had 7 corners there, 5. John, what did you take away from the villains?
Well, as you know, I was watching it with George. It was, I thought it was a decent performance. I know, I haven't been to any games and I haven't watched as many this season, but we had a spell where we looked well off it, and that Saturday or Sunday wasn't one of those, was it? They looked up for it. They were playing at a decent pace. I think Antonio, I don't know, we're talking about his injury or whatever, but coming away, coming off wasn't a big miss because he wasn't particularly.
Well, I thought
on
Yarmolenko played better than.
Well, he had more of an impact, didn't he?
Yeah. Well, that's it. He's got hamstrings made of cheese.
So
Cheese strings.
Cheese strings. Yeah, nice one. Podcast gold.
Podcast gold as ever. I mean, it was a decent performance. I was really pleased to get the result. I did think that their way. I did say to George early on. I think that was their tactic to deal with our, as the commentator says, how much we score from set pieces and corners, and we just never seem to get anywhere with them really. But it's just like, I thought that was what their plan to deal with our physical presence in the box for corners and set pieces was basically to fall over.
Yeah.
To try and get the game stopped. Strange, yeah. And
obviously,
they did do a lot of that.
Obviously, it was a bit of a nervous 1-0. You thought they could come back into this, and do you know what? They gave it their all, but the second goal came in. They did look with Fornells.
They did look all right. I mean, they looked.
They did
coming into it. I was a bit with you. I think my feeling was after like the Seville game that we would be sort of like a bit of a hangover.
Yeah.
And they on paper, I thought their form was better than ours, and they were going to do us.
Well, but, in times gone by, we can't do those kind of games, can we? So, no. But 82 minutes.
Fornell's goal was great.
I was going to say, so 70 minutes we first score. Fornell's on 82. 2 assists from Ben Rama as well. Benny did good with Vlasic injured.
Well, yeah. I mean, you know my thoughts of Ben Rama. Ben Rama's a really good championship player who will
But
show.
he did well.
flashes of-
Come on, he did well on Sunday. Give the man his
Oh,
due.
Georgie gave the ball away a lot. There was
Well,
times he literally just.
what's it got to do with me?
Yeah, what's it got to do with George?
Oh, sorry, Sean. There was times he literally just passed it 4 yards to their player, and it was. I mean, he's a really good championship player who's
Yeah.
got a bit about him which will show him flashes, but
Yeah,
he's not going to consistently do it at this level, I don't think.
yeah.
But,
So
again, you said Ben Johnson gave the ball away a lot. I didn't think it was that bad, and I think
didn't you? I mean,
maturing.
he's good, but I just thought he got depossessed so much. We couldn't keep the ball. General, we just kept them. I mean, it shows they had more possession. We just kept on giving the ball away, and it wasn't just Johnson.
Yeah, we did give it away a lot, but I think he's maturing, and if Sue Fowles are still a way away, he's going to keep his place. I think.
Yeah, there's an old saying in football, John.
Don't get injured.
No, there's an old saying that says if you've got the ball, right, the other team can't score.
Right.
Yeah,
Is that one of your well-known old sayings?
that's one of my well-known. If you keep possession of the ball, they can't score.
That's true. That's true. But then, anyway, Yarmolenko's goal, his footwork was incredible.
Yeah,
It was a great goal.
great goal. And, he seems to be fired up. Let's move on to
Very
Len.
pleasing win.
Yeah, no, it was a good win and puts us in a good position to end up top 6. I think we'll talk about this more, but I don't think top 4 is out of reach. But
Always was.
yeah, I'm sure it was. But normal West Ham,
January.
we're 2-0 up.
Top 6 is a good target, and it'll be an amazing achievement to get back-to-back top 6s.
2-0 up. We're cruising it. 90 minutes. We've seen it before.
Yeah.
Villa score on the 90th minute. I think it had 6 minutes of extra time. And your bum goes a
they
bit.
caused.
I really didn't want to watch this. And
Yeah,
they're throwing
they
everything off us. And I'm going, oh, shit, here we go. It'll be gutting to draw this now. I'm not going to take the draw anymore. If we go from 2-0 and lose it in the last few minutes, you just... And I know they bought Diop on to try and shore it up, but I just thought it was sloppy.
I thought that until I saw the replay, and then it weren't quite as...
All right, tell us, because I
day.
thought it was just poor defending, but I must admit I've not seen the replay.
It was a good finish. At the time, I thought that it went into the centre of the goal, and our goalie might have been unsighted. But it was actually a really good finish to get forward, and Pete Wood placed it top corner.
Yeah.
And look, to be honest, Villa could have done more of that if they weren't rolling about like fucking children.
Yeah.
They had
I didn't
proper
understand that
talent.
at all. I really didn't.
I didn't understand it at all. That was very un-Gerrard-like. To...
Stevie?
I don't know what they were
Steve or
thinking.
Stephen? Gerard, what do you call him?
Well, Gerrard, I don't really know him. I just sort of... Gerrard, Stephen Gerrard. It's Stephen, isn't it?
Stephen,
Or is it
apparently.
Steve? I don't know.
I've always called him Steve, but,
Oh, okay.
days we went to Southborough.
Yeah, I mean, they were in a position where they had to go forward, and it's amazing what can happen when you do that. So it's their own fault for
But
not doing more.
We held on. We won it. 3 big points.
Fabianski had a
on.
great game, didn't he?
Yeah,
did, yeah.
He did. He world class save. What did you think? Obviously, we lost Cresswell. Fredericks came on. You think he did all right?
Okay, yeah, not too bad.
Obviously, Yarmolenko we've talked about. Diop came on for the last 10 minutes to sort of steady things up for Ben Rama.
Yeah, that could have been. I mean, the change of tactic could have been the reason that Villa scored. Really, we did invite him onto us a bit when we went free at the back.
Masuaku back on the bench. You know it's only a matter of time before we see Masuaku play.
He'll play on Thursday. I reckon.
Well, that's what I said earlier in the group. I do see. In fact, look, if we're done on the games, it's a good time to discuss what I know on injuries. So,
okay.
Antonio and Cresswell went for a scan today.
Together?
Yeah, they went together. to the private hospital.
I hope they shared a car.
Oh, I don't know. It's
Well,
details
it's
of that.
important,
Antonio, I'm told, is very unlikely to play on Thursday. Probably unlikely to play at the weekend as well. But don't know how bad. And Cresswell, not as bad, but he had his scan results not. He's more likely to be okay by the weekend. But you never know. He might be declared fit by.
So the funny thing is, out of that, I would say Cresswell was the biggest miss.
Yeah, that's why I was asking about Fredericks. Bowen is so weird. He's had 2 scans and they're saying no damage, but he can't.
What is it, Sean?
Who?
What is it with Bowen? Was it his heel or something?
It's his heel. Yeah, it's really badly bruised and he can't put weight on it. But they've given 2 scans, and I'm being told they can't work it out why he can't put weight on it and why the swelling's not going down. Because in general, they think that the swelling should go down and there's no damage.
Do they cut corners on costs of medical staff as well? Then, if they can't work out what's
Well,
wrong
they've
with
sent
it?
him to specialists, and the specialists keep on saying, "Well, we don't understand. There's no damage."
Yeah, but what kind of specialists are they like? Where
Well,
do
they
they like
sent him
work
to
out
him-
of a port cabin?
All I got told is he's a specialist in London. But I was told, well, look, unless the medical, look, I'm just telling you what the person's telling me word for word. Unless the medical people have missed something, he should be back. But I doubt he'll be back for Thursday. So we'll see. And finally, Vlasic had a knock. He went for a scan as well, but he appears to be okay. Good chance he will be available for Thursday. Definitely available for Sunday. And then we've still got Sufau out. Oggy. Do you remember Oggy?
Cooper.
Yes, missing him desperately.
Oggy is back on grass, so he's training back on grass. He's not joined the full team yet, but if he's training on grass, that usually means he's like 3 weeks away, maybe. So,
What was that? That was cruciate, was it?
it was an operation, if I remember rightly.
Yeah, was it cruciate ligament?
Yeah, it was. So he's been training, he's been strengthening, he's back on grass, and he should be back in April, before the end of the season. Does he go straight back in, John?
I don't know.
It's hard,
Depends what
isn't
we're
it? With Zuma
depends what
playing
we're
so
doing.
well and
Well,
Dawson.
it depends what we're doing. Depends if we get past Seville and we're still challenging, but I mean the league, we're looking good for that sort of position. There's quite a few points down to 8th now, isn't there, between us? So we're looking good for holding that position. I don't know. I think Dawson's done really well.
Yeah, he is. Yeah,
He's
unlucky.
done really
I mean,
well.
we didn't talk about Dawson's header, did we?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
I mean, it was
that
easier.
was
I mean,
Zuma.
I could have scored that.
Oh, I don't
You
know about that.
couldn't go anywhere near it.
Luckily, we don't have
Never
to talk
get
about
up.
it, do we?
Why?
Yeah.
Well, because
You
it
won.
doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter, but
If it was 0-0,
it
we
seemed
would be
harder
talking nothing, but-
to head it over the bar than header it into the goal.
I
How
agree.
much football you played?
Oh, here we go.
Hey.
Oh.
He is.
Hey, where are you? What are you doing?
He hasn't played a lot, Nigel. I can tell you now.
No, he wouldn't have let that
Oh,
item
wait,
reach the ball
I
anyway,
was
would
in.
he?
Remember, I was in the Royal Oak team with you for a little time. I used to come on
I
for
know you
substitute
were.
and puff away, and wheeze.
You did. You come and wheeze around on the edges.
Yeah.
You'd have been like that penguin out of Toy Story, wouldn't you? The one they put on the shelf.
His name's Wheezy.
Yeah.
So Nigel,
Yeah.
enjoying
You're
living the
you're
dream.
all right, Nigel. How was your journey? Was it that bad?
It was that bad, yeah.
Oh, mate.
Yes, it was cross country, no motorways from
Where were you
Welwyn Garden
going?
City. Home,
No. Where were you working?
Welwyn Garden City.
And they shut the M25.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I knew that. Yeah, we got it.
Yeah.
That's there. Yes, yeah,
Arlo, I think, or just past the M11. So,
Yeah.
Oh, they're
um,
straight there, are they?
yeah, so they shut it both ways apparently.
Yeah.
So yeah, I had to 414 it to Arlo, round all the roundabouts, and down through Ongar, Brentwood, round that way, country lanes. So
Doesn't sound like you're in your shed.
No. Sound a bit toppy. You got your
Well,
wah-wah
I d-
pedal up.
I
Have
didn't wanna-
you got the report from the man in Seville?
I put it on my website earlier. Yeah.
So can I play this?
And I put it on the Facebook. No,
Dodds' away day roundup.
Because you don't have it ready.
I put it on. Actually, I put a link to it on the Facebook group at the weekend
Right.
for people to read.
You only had one job. You only had one. Well, he's got
Well,
more than one
obviously
job now. You said to remind you. Oh, do you want to say anything about the two games? But make it brief, because we've talked about it a lot.
Well, I think I predicted we'd lose by 1 goal against Seville, and I predicted we'd beat Villa, so I was right. The
won a
Seville,
medal?
I thought we played really well. I won't say it was I saw people say, "Oh, it was a great result." I'm thinking, no, great results. That's winning 1-0. Losing's not a great result, but it's perfectly acceptable and manageable to have a 1-goal deficit. Especially now that away goals don't mean anything. So even if we win 2-1, it still goes to extra time and penalties. So there wasn't that pressure to score an away goal. So all in all good. The weekend, the first half was about as dull as dishwater as you could get. Atmosphere was as flat as anything.
Oh yeah, we said that.
If there was 48,000 in the ground, I'll be surprised.
It was a bit like
Half empty, and
I don't know about half empty, but
well, no, all right,
10
it was a
gaps.
quarter empty, yeah.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of gaps, and then I think the second half, managers earned their crust at half time. What can they do? Well, Moyes certainly sorted it out, got us playing a bit better, a lot better, improvement. Losing, I don't know, I've not heard your updates, but obviously losing Antonio looks like he'll be out for a bit. Creswell, I don't know, but losing them two and then to spur on and go and win the game in the manner that we did.
and Bowen already out, obviously, and
Yeah,
Soufal,
so it was quite Yarmolenko, obviously. The first half.
You're
was
not
like
going to mention
watching-
the slice he missed like Len, because he just doesn't like.
Well, no, but that was funny because we spoke about this in the supporters club, and Reverend John will back me up on this because I think we went, was that a shot?
It was a shot, all right.
but because he went to, I don't know if it was that one, I don't know if it was 4 hours, because he went to his feet, you think, did he mean that? Because that knife looked like he cocked his leg to shoot. But, look, the weird thing about it is Yarmolenko was probably one of the most disliked players,
Not by me.
before the war. Yeah?
Don't mention the war. We did that
And-
last week.
He probably had a rocket up his arse, and it's spurred him on to. I mean, the footwork to get that goal was outstanding, and perhaps
Yeah.
that's the player that's been playing for Ukraine and not for West Ham.
Yeah.
And long may it continue. That's what I say.
Maybe it's like what Uncle Albert said. Maybe he needed a counter worry.
Yeah.
I didn't mention this, but I had a horrendous time getting to the bloody stadium. I was supposed to meet these guys at the supporters club, and I got in just in the middle of the Franco Farrell tribute.
What
because
guys?
I was going to come to. I said to Jay, I'm coming to the supporters club. You were in the supporters club before the game, weren't you?
No.
Oh,
It was in
Jay
the ground.
No.
No, he weren't either.
Oh, right. Well,
You
my
weren't
lot were.
going.
My lot
I just
were.
told you they were.
Yeah. Well,
I'd say after a while,
George
everyone ends up in the same
Keefe,
place.
George Martin Keefe were there with Carmel, and
They were in there after.
no, they were there before as well.
Oh, were they?
I thought you couldn't
Well,
make
no,
it
I see him in the
before.
ground before.
Sorry,
I
what'd you,
couldn't.
what'd you say, Len?
I thought you couldn't make it before, Sean.
Well, I tried to, but no one had told me the DLR shut. So I got off at Canary Wharf, went to the DLR to and wait there at this empty platform only to
I
find.
Sean,
so you didn't.
Sean, can I
don't know
ask
if you
why
went
do
or
you
not.
do that?
You waited for a train on the platform that was never going to come.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Yeah. But Sean, why do you do that? Why do you get off
fantastic.
at Canary Wharf?
because it's quicker. It was raining. This is a hilarious bit. It's raining, so I thought, well, actually, it's less to walk.
But Sean, why don't you go to Stratford and then just walk up the stairs?
Yeah, if you're going
to the
yeah, if you're
DLR
going
station, one stop to Pudding Mill Lane. It's far quicker
Yeah,
than
no,
getting
you
the
might
DLR.
be right. You might
No,
be
I'm
right.
not might be. But talk to Dodsey, mate, because he comes from your way. Q,
Yeah,
he
maybe
says
I
he
should try
parks
that.
at
But
Q for
anyway,
nothing.
that was closed. The DLR was closed in that area, and I had to queue at Bridge 5 for ages, and then queue at Turnstile C. Literally, we ran to our seats while Frank Farrell clapping was going on. We just made kick-off, but I don't know how you did, because the DLR was shut. We had to go back via Stratford and did the whole stop-go routine again. That was fun. Real fun. It's those times you think, thank God for the DLR and ABBA. Anyway, you've just come in time to talk about your news to food banks, so I hope you're prepared, Nigel.
Yes, okay. So, got some news. Yes, for food banks. Here we go. So this Saturday, believe it or not, friend of the show, John Watomsky, and Russ Budden, DJ Russ, the
Not so
Pontiac
much friend of the podcast.
Yeah, no, he's all right. He's doing it. Don't laugh, people. They're doing a charity walk from the Bobby Moore statue to the Champion statue at the Barking Road via the Champion statue, so-called, at the London Stadium this Saturday, and they're raising funds for the Easter egg appeal for Newham kids, hoping to get over £6,000. If you go to www.justgiving.com/fundraising/Iron Supporting Food Banks 2021, you can make a donation.
Where's the news? I wrote this weeks ago. Where's the news?
Well, hold up, calm down, will ya? Yeah. All right, I'm doing it in order, so I'm reminding people. And I forgot to do it last week. To be fair to John, he did because he did ask me. So anyway, and if you want to, I mean, we all know Russ, isn't it? So
But
we all
monkey.
know. Right, here we go, and he's going to walk from Wembley Stadium to
He's about
Stratford
twice as heavy as me, so that's
to
going to be tough.
Hudson Park.
It's going to be tough. He's got to be like 35 stone.
He needs to join
Yeah.
fat fuckers.
Well, anyway.
It's all right. You don't listen to this
You can,
podcast.
you
I
can
think
help
he's a
him
member
out, Sean.
already, then, isn't he? Anyway,
Christ.
I don't know what preparation he's done, but Johnny Witomsky looks really fit. Russ don't, basically. So
I
anyway,
hope you're
so
going to
look,
do about the free generation of Pearlies coming into the Everton game.
no, will you slow down some,
all
will
right,
you?
go on then.
Right, because I am aiming to be at the Champion statue next Saturday when they get there. To give them a greet. There'll be a few people down there. Then Saturday, the 2nd of April. So put the date in your diary. Tony Carr, the former head of West Ham's academy, youth coach and developer of the golden generation, I suppose you could say, is signing his book that he's bringing out at the Newham Bookshop at 2 p.m. on 2nd of April. He wrote a book called A Lifetime in Football at West Ham.
What, did Tony Khan ring you up and said, plug my book?
No, and then lastly, basically on the 3rd of April, so the Everton game, so after Tony Carr on the Saturday, you're good at this, Sean, because obviously you was at the London Stadium Saturday and Sunday, so you could do this. Yeah, looking at cat women. And then on the 3rd of April, before the Everton game, get down there from about midday. We're going to have the Pearly Kings and Queens of Mile End and of Highgate, and they're coming down to help John collect money for the food bank.
King and Prince of Highgate and King of Mile End. Get it right.
Look,
And they're coming to
don't-
watch the game.
I don't deal princes,
All right, okay.
so you know. I remember when I was a little kid, my mum actually made me a pearly suit for the.
Why does that not surprise me?
So and after she finished, she said, "I'm never bloody doing that again," because she sewed every button on the suit. I had the hat and everything. God bless you, governor. I don't know why I put on a fake
How
Cockney
do
accent
you
there,
get-
because I think my real one's
Was that necessary?
yeah, I don't really know why, because he's gone, God blimey, governor, in your own accent.
Got to pick a pocket or two.
Oh, well,
How
I've done
do you
that in
get-
the past, but we won't discuss that.
How do you get? Remind me how you get to become a pearly king or queen.
Well, the Pearlies were, it's handed down in families. Pearlies were born out of the costermongers trades, which basically a costermonger back in the day was like a fly pitcher. Costermongers were like unlicensed market traders, originally going back 200 years
Right
ago.
down your alley.
Well, it is funny because it went in my family tree. When my family turned up, they sold fruit and veg, but they were listed as costermongers. So
So you got any
Yeah.
royal in your blood?
no, not that I know of.
Pearly royal.
No, not
So
Pearl-
so basically, illegal immigrant kind of.
no, not
people
illegal
without-
immigrant.
Look-
Not
Where did you get that
illegal
from?
Why do
All
you,
right.
Don't go down the Daily Mail route, Sean.
All right, illegal
Or
traders.
the Hugh Southern.
Yeah,
Yeah.
illegal traders who made up a royalty to their own and handed it down to their middle class offspring. Is that about
Well,
right?
I don't think it's middle class offspring, no, but I think you're about. Well, I mean, yeah, I don't know why we got the Pearly King and Queen of Highgate there, because I would imagine they are a bit middle class. Well, that's up your alley, Sean. You'd be wedding with them. I
Anyway,
Touche.
you come late to the party, and you haven't done Dodds's Array Day Ramble, so I guess it's time for this.
Question time.
Yeah. So, Nigel, I hope you put a question up, otherwise this could be the shortest question time while
reckon.
you're...
Well, obviously, I haven't, have I?
Oh,
I did.
no.
I did put a post up.
Oh, well done, George. You saved the day.
I'll take
Am I-
the honours.
Am I reading it? Or
Oh, yeah,
was I
no,
saying-
Well, you
go on,
can't get
go-
it on
go on,
your
Nigel.
phone. You
Nigel,
can't
go
get it
on.
on your phone. You're going to have to do it, George. He can't work how to work it out on his
No,
phone.
I can get Facebook on my laptop, but if George wants, I've not seen it, so I don't know what's
Well,
going
there's nothing great to it. The post I put up was recorded now. Get your comments and questions in. So,
Generally, what I
Nice
do.
and personal.
I'll give up putting
Go on,
questions
away
up.
you go,
They
George.
do what they like anyway.
Paul Turton says, evening all. If Antonio isn't fit for Thursday, what's the chance of playing Yarmolenko up front, and do you think it would work? Looking forward to the Sevilla game. Will be a great night. Come on, you Irons.
Come on, you irons.
We've got a touch on that already, haven't we? Go you Irons.
Well, yeah, Yarmolenko up front, Vlasic up front.
He should
Could bring
start.
could bring in Masuaku as a left wing, I suppose.
In answer to your question, Paul, what's the chance of him playing up front? I'd say it's quite a high chance.
Yeah, definitely
Good
Antonio's
chance.
out. So,
Good chance.
who else have you got that can play up front, really? If Bowen's out and Antonio's out, it's got to be Yarmolenko, isn't it? Unless
Well,
Vlasic
talking
can play
about
in that
Vlasic
role.
earlier, yeah.
Yeah.
But
I think
Well-
there's a player there. I think Vlasic.
I do as well, John. I don't know what makes you think that. The price, probably.
Yeah.
I just think that, a little bit of perseverance of him in
Yeah.
a position. I still don't know what it should be, but
Yeah, I think he'd come good.
Yeah, I hope so.
Jason Backhouse says, evening gents. Your favourite fan from the 70s here.
that's him.
Yeah. When are the new season ticket prices announced, and does Sean know what the percentage hike is likely to be? Any
Good
idea,
question.
Sean?
I don't know. I haven't asked, but it's a good question.
I imagine if we go through the next round and it's a hike, they'll drop it on you then, Jason.
Yeah,
Knowing
no,
what they're like.
I make you right, Len. I
Yeah.
do see that. They're going to wait if we win
Yeah.
the Europa League and get
And
to
then they'll-
Champions League. They're going to whack it up, but
Yeah.
I-
Even
I-
though
I
none of them
would be-
are included in the price.
I would be very surprised if we don't see a
We'll get
a 5% increase. But I
And
don't,
the
I don't know.
rest.
5%.
And the rest. Put a 20 before that.
No, it
It's
won't
going
go
to
up
be a big
25%.
one. It will. Do you know what? I'll
I'll tell you
probably not
what.
25. I'll give you 20%. I bet they put it up 20%.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah? Alright.
Yeah.
We'll see
I
then.
know it weren't Golden Sullivan. I think it was the first full season of Artson. And I think we paid about 280 quid for the season on the chicken one. And when did we know? So this was the first good season under Redknapp as well, because we'd been like struggling against relegation for about 3-4 years. So we had this great season with Artson and David Unsworth, and they dropped the season ticket renewals, and the price was £120 price rise. Our season tickets went from 280 to 420, and not only that, they also removed the cup games from 3 to 2. No, from 2 to none. I believe, or it was down from 3 to 2, and you think, well, I went to the cup games as well, so, and it was one of them things where you just go, oh, I can't believe they've done that. I just got to pay it, which is not a good thing to say to your wife. Because when you wouldn't spend 50 quid on your daughter's coat.
I don't think they can do 20%.
No. We won't wear that.
Well, if Kretinsky's money's going down the pipeline,
Literally.
It's not though.
yeah.
If you read my article,
Of course
Right.
I did.
Where was it, Sean?
Clanton it was my one. I came out of retirement for one day. I haven't written in over a week.
Time of one day.
I wrote one article because I like to write them on finance. Anyway,
Was it grammatically correct, and
Yeah,
was
of
it
course it was.
non-racist?
Get the
yes,
fuck
definitely.
on.
So what I've
You don't fit in
found
there
out.
anymore, Sean.
He can't even tweet the right day of the week. How can
Hang
you
on.
expect him to write?
I forgot
what
it was
he's
a
doing?
Saturday,
Yeah.
not a Saturday. Anyway, so what I've found out is and I think I mentioned this last week. It's about 500 million. The gas transmission business, of which he owns 49%, one is 500 million from like 7.5 billion turnover for his Czech Republic energy company. The rest of it, he generates electricity, he stores gas, he does electricity transmission, and
He generate electricity, did you say?
he generates electricity.
Couldn't he do us a deal
Wow.
then? Jesus Christ.
I'm sure he
why-
can, but he owns energy all over over Europe. So it's not just about bringing gas in. And if I know Draginsky, I can't say the word.
You're
Draginsky.
You don't know him, then, Sean.
Don't know him,
Draginsky, he will make money out of this conflict. He always has. He made money out of the pandemic. Energy prices are rising. He will probably do very well out of it. But beyond that, he owns, and I read them all out, Royal Mail and Foot Locker and Macy's and Le Monde and Casino and French and German Metro supermarket and 20% of Sainsbury's.
Say
know,
Macy's.
Macy's, yeah, he owns
What, the
5%.
butchers at the Abbey Arms?
No, Macy's, the big department store in New York.
Oh, right, sorry.
Why were you going to try and get yourself a little
Which
joint
I'll
of beef
be
as
at
well? Get me
next
some
week.
gas, will you, and some
Yeah.
beef.
Um,
Sean, mate.
Give me some gaps and some beef.
so anyway, the
Sean's
long
mate.
story short is, if anything, he'll probably make more money out of this conflict and not lose money. Because he's that kind
You
of guy.
said that last week.
I know we did, but the other guys, well, Nigel wasn't listening, the other two weren't here, and they
Oh,
don't
it
listen
is.
to
I
the
paid no
podcast.
attention.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Thank God our listeners listen. Well, sometimes. Anyway,
Okay,
moving on.
Lost my track now because it's been so long.
Jason Backhouse, friend of the 70s.
John Osborne says,
Oh,
"Evening,
Johnny
Len
boy.
and the
Evening.
others." Friend of yours, is he? Len. What game is more
Hold
important?
up, what did he say? What did
Evening,
John say?
Len and the others.
Oh, fuck you, Johnny. Oh, I hope you fucking stay in hospital
This
now,
is
you
what-
cheeky bastard.
If you're gonna be a whore, this is what happens. You lose respect. You need to
a
make
whore?
yourself hard to get.
Hold up. I took his place because he's ill in hospital. I didn't need to do it. I did it as a favour for him. When he comes on and goes,
Yeah,
oh, hello,
you see.
Len. Yeah, fuck it. I'll
Split
remember
out.
that, John. I'll tell you. Go on.
He says, "What game's more important, Seville on Thursday or the Spurs Cup final on Sunday? If you
Oh,
had to lose
Seville.
one, which would it be?"
Oh, it's got to be Spurs.
Lose Spurs.
Oh,
Lose
all
Spurs.
day long.
Yeah, sadly, it's hard for me to say, but It's got to be. You've got to look at the bigger picture, John.
You do.
Bigger picture. Dave Jones says, evening all. Thoroughly enjoyed the Villa game despite the opposition all going for a BAFTA. It's great to see that we continue to give 100% despite a limited squad. I was also surprised that the NFC ticket worked for the first time at Turnstile C. Despite this, do yous think we'll ever get the option of a proper card again? Brady out.
Brady out. I can always sort that out
Brady
for
out.
you, Dave. I've got NFC capability.
I think if you say you haven't got a smartphone, you will be able to get a card. They will come. And I think they should offer it to anyone. I mean, I don't think that will be...
Oh, they will. They'll sell you one. Because the company they've sold the idea to, after they got the idea from me,
What's the name of the company?
Cards.
Remind me.
I can't give a fucking shit. I can't remember.
I did write
Nigel,
about
what were they called? You got good memory for that?
Oh, mate, yeah, I switched off with the card that was at Turnstile. That was like that security Turnstile development people, wasn't it? But NFC, what is the point of it?
I don't get it.
It's the same as the
RFID.
RFID.
And that's the thing I don't get. They're going, oh, we're doing this new test, and I'm thinking, I don't give a fuck. I use the
doesn't
barcode,
matter.
thanks.
Yeah. If it opens
You don't
the
even
door
use a
that you
QR code then?
What?
You don't even use the QR code?
No, I got the barcode.
You're so old-fashioned.
They basically found a customer for it, Nigel. That's what happened.
That NFC, it's a total waste of whatever. Just give us a bloody card, RFID, which works perfectly
we had.
well.
But they're still selling season ticket holders in the club shop for £5 while stocks last.
Wallets, yes.
Wallets.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Ian Wiley says, hi lads, great result on Saturday, not so great on the injury front. Let's hope some of the injured do make it for Thursday. It's going
Hang
to
on,
be
what did
tough.
he say? What did he say? Read
Great
that
result
again.
on Saturday, not so great on the injury front.
Oh, so I'm not the
Ian,
only one.
schoolboy era. Yeah,
So-
but he's in a different time zone to us, isn't he? Because he's over in France,
in
in
Jersey,
Guernsey.
isn't he?
Saturday.
Guernsey, isn't he? I think
Guernsey,
he's Guernsey.
yeah, he's Guernsey, yeah.
See, I'm not the
Yeah.
only other one making a...
So
I
he's in a
remember when
different time zone.
I remember when football used to be played on a Saturday. Do you remember, John? Do you remember they were the days?
3 o'clock Saturday.
Do you remember that?
I'll tell you what, off
down,
the top
down
of your
the
head,
Green Gate. Go down to Green Gates on a bus. Have
Green
pie
Gate.
and mash, and
You
then
can
you'd
make
go.
arrangements back
Maybe
then,
you go
couldn't
to
you?
the castle and have the border police raid for the illegal people working in the castle pub, or the Black Lion. Of course, they were the days.
when was the last
Saturdays.
time we played a Saturday 3 o'clock game at home?
I don't know. I'm sure you're
No,
going to tell
neither
me.
do I. That's the thing.
You move on to the
Tell
next
ya.
question. I will tell you.
He says, well, no question. Just good
Oh.
luck to everyone. Let's do this. Come on, your irons. Cheers, Ian. Grant Croxford says, evening, guys. On the tube
Actually, the
yesterday-
first pronouncing of it is probably right. 'Cause he talked funny like that. He's from Bicester,
Does he?
out by Oxford. He does.
Great.
He's great.
On the tube yesterday, I saw someone who looked like super fan of the show, Dodsey. As I
Probably was
looked
him.
at the distinguished-looking gentleman, I thought, that can't be Dodsey. He looks too young. I later discovered via Dodsey's Twitter pictures it was indeed him.
Wow.
Long-winded intro to ask, who is the most famous person you've seen but didn't approach? Brady out.
Brady out.
Most famous person you've seen but
Mine's
didn't approach.
Prince William. He's pretty famous. He's still called Prince William, Duke of Cambridge.
I've
Famous person I've
He was
seen.
he
but
was
don't
retrieving
know.
a dead body at the time. That's why I didn't approach him.
I was in the same room as.
That
Really?
was tactfully done there. Glenn.
Yeah, I
Oh,
thought
okay.
I'd be tactful. Now's not the time.
I was in the same room
Now
as
is
Duke
not
of
the time.
Edinburgh before he died, and I didn't approach him.
Well, I think
Good old
security
Philip.
might have had something to do with that.
Yeah. Hello. Who are you?
Jarvis Cocker, I bumped into and just walked past. and
I've
someone
got a
else
West
went.
Ham one. I saw him in Nando's and I didn't approach him. Anton Ferdinand. There you go.
Hmm.
Was I with you at the time?
No.
You sure?
I'm
I'm sure
very
you
sure.
approached someone. We saw someone.
No,
and
that
you-
was
you
Michael
point-
Dewberry.
Oh, that was.
Yeah.
You're right. That was in Nando's as well.
That was
wasn't it?
Nando's in Epsom. Yeah.
There you go. I knew there was someone that. Yeah.
No, this was Nando's in Neo 2, I think it was.
Miles Hunt, I think, is the best I can come up with.
The wonder,
Wonder
stuff.
stuff.
Yes, I was watching a band called the New Fast Automatic Daffodils, and they were support to the Charlatans at the Albert Hall, and Miles Hunt walked past, and my mate went, "That's Miles Hunt." I went, "Was it?" He went, "Yeah." She went, "Should we go and talk to him?" So we went, "Yeah." So as we pretended to walk off, my mate went first, we stopped and let him go. And when he got up to Miles Hunt, he said, "Oh, can we, like," near my mates, he's turned around and we were just nowhere. And we're like, we said to him, "You can't go up to famous people and just go, 'Are you Miles Hunt?'" It's a bit cringy, isn't it? Normally, famous people, I just go and say hello.
I'm sure Dodsey would have loved it though, wouldn't he?
Yeah, I go and say hello.
John,
Why
were
don't
you
just
with-
say hello to them? Don't
Were-
pester them.
were you
Just say
with-
hello.
Yeah.
Were you with me?
Boris
I think?
Johnson actually approached me on the tube.
Oh, right.
I was
Did
trying
he?
to mind my own fucking business, yeah.
I met him
say?
when he was Mayor of London.
What did he say? Are you
think-
Canning Town Len?
No, I wasn't. I don't think I was Canning Town then at the time. Because I actually started.
It was
to talk to him
Kilburn
about the
Ken.
Stadium. Fucking hell, that bit me on the arse, didn't it? That.
Did he come up and say to you?
What are we going to do? Are you going to give West Ham the stadium when it's over? I think he went a roundabout way of saying, yeah, I think that's the best option. I can tell you now, it fucking weren't.
And he came up to
Fucking
ask
hell.
you that.
Not for us. No, he was on the tube, and I think there was that Kate Howie as well. And then he started talking to me. How was your day going so far?
Ah, rah, rah, rah. Anyway.
Yeah.
Speaking of the man himself, Richard Dodds says, I could never do this justice, not like Nigel. Alright, my handsomes, how's yous doing? So first off, he says, Seville, 2 complaints. Don't get me wrong. What a trip, what a performance. Great memories for life. David Moyes in his post-match interview saying how well the Seville fans sang. We had 3,000 in the stadium, 7,000 outside. Maybe a little nod of appreciation to the bloody hard work we put into following West Ham wouldn't go amiss. Why don't you get it?
7,000 outside, so 7,000 travelled and never got in the stadium.
Cool, Sean.
good.
You mathematician genius.
Well,
No,
good
is
for
that
this,
true,
10
though? Is that
10,000
true?
travelled and 3,000
Yeah,
got
yeah.
in and 7,000
I didn't know
outside.
that. I didn't know it was
Yeah,
7,000
that's 10,000
outside.
travel, Sean.
I didn't know that.
His
Is that one of
second-
those made-up stats, though, that no one can prove one way or the other?
Well, I guess it'd be hard to prove.
None
yeah,
of the
but-
videos I saw showed 10,000 people, but
Well, it'd be hard to get
Oh, did
10,000
you count
people
them all,
in a
did you?
video, wouldn't it? Anyway.
You can't.
Second complaint says, why do only 5 or 6 of the players come over at the end of the game in Seville?
Oh, that's
Again, they don't get it. What a surprise. You can name the ones who came over.
Go on then.
Rice,
Yeah,
Dawson,
it's got to be.
For nails went over because his mum was there. He forgot his
Lanzini.
key.
Antonio.
Lanzini usually does, yeah.
I don't know about Antonio.
Quick fire questions after my Len type rant. Who would you take in the next Europa League? Frankfurt for obvious reasons for me. Oof.
Barcelona.
Rangers.
Seville were the best team in it, so anyone
Betis.
after that, bring them on.
You want Betis to go
Go
back
back there.
to?
That's the deal.
Yeah,
Knock
someone said
Pellegrini out, mate, so he don't beat us in the final.
Rangers,
Let's
come
face
on.
it, Pellegrini was shit at the London Stadium, so we know we'll win there.
How do we make Thursday the best atmosphere ever seen at London Stadium?
Sing our hearts out.
That won't help there. That's what doesn't singing don't work there.
Yeah, it does.
I'll tell you what'll look good, people. Wear a scarf,
That's a good idea.
hold it up and wave it or whatever. Let's all get scarf, and that's the thing. Where West Ham have stopped independent traders, getting a scarf's very difficult. Who really wants to
Hang
go to the
on
club
a
shop?
minute. Hang on a minute. Let me tell you something, matey.
Yeah.
When I did the Walk of Shame from Stratford Station
Yeah.
to on Sunday,
Yeah.
not Saturday, on Sunday, before I got to the Crazy Cat Woman.
I know what you're going to say. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
You're going
I
to say
passed-
Bill's
Scarf seller
low
there.
scarf.
I spot.
Can I just point out-
Hang on, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Stripes.
Let me finish. Whoa, whoa, there, Tonto. I passed at I passed at least 8 scarf sellers
Yep.
selling half and half Ukrainian scarves, normal
Yep.
West Ham scarves, you know,
Yep.
Aston Villa half and half scarves, you
Yeah.
name it. They were not stopped old Bill were everywhere.
Yeah.
They were selling what they wanted.
But they're the illegals, aren't they? What I said was they stopped the privates, they stopped the
What's the
independent
difference?
sellers.
What's the
Well-
difference between an independent? Do you think those independent?
I'll tell you what the
were
difference
like-
is.
hang
Fucking
on.
fly pitcher.
Whoa, Tonto.
Yeah.
Right? Do you think that those independents, as you call them, were selling official licensed products? Bullshit, were they? What's the difference between the people selling them and whether they had a stand?
Don't
You're
have
going
to
back
have
to
a
the
lie.
old
Probably
Pearly
the
Kings of
people that
Ghana.
are selling with a stand had a licence, Sean.
You
No, they
can't
didn't.
copyright
No, they
claret
didn't.
and blue, Sean.
There's one guy selling the Messiah scarves.
Moisire.
Messiah.
Perhaps I'll get my scarves made then and I'll sell them.
Well, you know, you could get away with it because I counted 8 different sellers. I wasn't going to take photos
Well,
of them.
can I
but-
just point out, it's not an old Bill thing anyway. It's London Borough and Newham are the people
Well,
that have to have their
there
enforcement
is-
officers down there. Now and again, they will do spot checks. They'll have to
Well-
have their enforcement officers down there and issue on the spot fines. Westfield Security are entitled to escort them
Well,
off of
they
Westfield
were.
property.
I can tell you now, they're right outside the Stratford station. It's
So
about
you
3
I know
out
where they
there.
bubble
go.
them up, Sean. Yeah?
Yeah, I know.
Huh?
I know where they are.
Yeah.
They were all right this week because Andy Sheldon had COVID, so he weren't going to be there. They knew
Oh,
they were
that's why he
safe.
wasn't around then.
There you go.
So are,
see?
are the club not going to do
Someone
what they
tipped
did
him off.
when we were going to get relegated and put like scarves out with Save
Well,
Our Season?
it's
on
all
them?
down to London Legacy
Save Our Season.
Corporation and Westfield and all the stakeholders. We've got no say in it. They keep on talking about it, but the problem is you could have it, but they want to charge so much money, right? That no one wants to pay for a license fee. The Ribman did this. He tried to, you've got to do it all legit. You're not in someone's garden like the days of Upton Park and Bowling Ground. You've got to do it all legit. And all these people want a load of cash. And you can't probably make that money. You can't make that money from selling a few £3 scarves or whatever they are.
£3.
£5.
£5. All right, Trigger. Come on.
He's got a
I
couple
can't
more,
remember who asked that
Dodsy.
last question.
Dodsy is
Was it
Dodsy is the
Dodsy?
world's longest questions, isn't he?
Yeah, yeah.
He asked, has Len got over the war yet?
Have I got over the war?
Last week, so.
C'est bon
Oh.
C'est bon She's in the hospital, you silly girl!
Yes, call her there.
I can't! I've got too much to do. Listen, don't mention
What
the
are you
war.
doing?
I mentioned it once, but I think I got away with it all right.
Don't mention the ball, John.
Why is it? Why I can understand the grapple for the big atmosphere on Thursday, but why aren't people that interested any other time?
Well,
Because
because
Dodgy made the point of saying it. How do we get the atmosphere
well,
going? Why
we
is it
have
not
had it.
important?
There's been some
No, we
games
don't.
that the place
one
has got-
ain't.
So why-
Count the games on one. Aren't you going to go?
Yeah,
"And remember the Chelsea League Cup?
Chelsea,
the Liverpool,
Chelsea,
the
yeah,
Spurs
Liverpool.
game.
That's
But what
the
he's
City
saying,
game.
that's a
Yeah.
reaction, Sean. We're talking about prep. I don't
Brought
like
Bruce
the word, being
Forsyth joined the
proactive.
podcast.
Yeah, exactly. Nice game. Nice game.
Good game. Good
It was
game.
good game, actually, Sean.
Good, good,
You can't even get that right, can you?
Nice game, nice game.
Nice game.
There is a
Someone
total.
play at home.
You see every
Nothing
week
for two
on
in a
Twitter.
bed.
This phony defence about our fucking stadium. Why do fans always say we sold our soul for Saudis Bowl? Because we fucking did. There's no point you fucking get defensive about it and try and deny it and say it's not. You fucking did. Well, and everyone's either done two things. Moved on from it, don't go anymore, or get them to do something about it. But don't fucking gaslight people. Fucking pretend, oh, it's your mind. It's fucking a great stadium. This happened at one time on the Liverpool game and Spurs game and the Chelsea. Don't look. We've got a pair of fucking ears, and we spent 30 odd years at Upton Park. Don't try and pretend everything's different, Sean. But I just don't understand why this isn't important every game, because we gave away that advantage at Upton Park. Teams didn't like to come down there. Why did we give it away, Sean? Why is it so
Boring.
important on Thursday? Well, yeah, because you haven't got an answer for it. That's why it's boring.
Well, it's just
'Cause you know I'm
boring.
right.
You say the same whole thing.
Dodsy
Well,
also
you don't.
says,
You
Here we
say
go.
the same thing. That's the point.
This is why I get the levels right. So when he gets this point where he blows up, it doesn't break the people's speakers.
So what you're saying is, I'll just accept it and move on.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying.
Oh, that makes sense. And now Thursday, you don't want that to happen. You don't want to accept it and move on, which is now my
Exactly.
point.
Yeah, fickle fan. Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
I'll
Well
tell you
done.
what'll be great. Hold
Fit
up. I'll tell
flopper.
you, just remember this on Thursday, yeah? Some silly sap will be sitting 65 rows further back to where they normally sit.
Or will they?
Oh,
Oh.
Loose lips sink ships.
you better take me with you then, Sean.
Yeah, well, don't
Yeah.
worry. Got it sorted. Don't you
I
worry.
expect to see you in
It's
your
all
seat.
arranged.
It's all right.
George, it's all arranged. Don't worry about it.
Dodsey also says, George, I'm prepared to crowdfund due to current sanctions to buy Jessica back from Chelsea. Are you in?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, how's Jessica taken this whole thing?
I did say the other day, didn't I, John? At least if Chelsea aren't
Yeah.
around, she didn't have a choice. She's a West Ham fan.
Unfortunately, I don't.
got
She hasn't
be a good
reacted.
claim.
She hasn't reacted either way. But you know, it helps my my argument, doesn't it? All this going on. He also
Well,
says,
look, we did swell the ranks of West Ham fans this week.
Go on.
'Cause my sister gave birth to a little girl, Sophia May. Sophia May. Yeah.
Hey.
Nice.
Well, not
Congratulations.
Sophie, as I called her. I got told off. But yeah,
Congrats.
so that's one.
Good stuff.
How old's your sister, Nigel?
20 years younger than me. Which is a bigger age gap between me and my mum. and considering I've got an older brother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should we ask or not?
Ask what? You can ask what you like.
Why not?
Why a 20-year age gap?
Well, my mum remarried when I was 14 and had my first sister at 16 and the next one when I was 19, about to be 20.
Ah, so you didn't mention half sister. That was the key.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, yeah. Well, she started young and finished late and just did nothing in between. Or she liked bringing kids up so much, she brought up me and my brother and thought, I must do that again. I don't know why, after me and my brother, but she thought it'd be good. I suppose she got it right second time.
Right, we got 4 minutes before George has got to leave.
Yeah,
We
Michael
can carry
Levy
on
Jr.
with that, George.
Michael Levy Jr.
All right,
says,
Mike.
"Hi, all good result yesterday. How and the performances are improving again. It's amazing how a little change here and there can shake up a stale team. Just a pity that Moyes was forced into those changes. Odds are against us for Thursday, but with the fans cheering them on, I say go for it." He says 2 for it, but I think he meant go for it. We've bettered the odds before. Yeah,
I think you
Mike.
meant beaten.
Yeah, bit of a nightmare at the end there. Adam Levitt says, we'll bring back season cards next seasons because all of the new technology they tried to give the fans is shit. Will they bring back the season cards? We talked about that.
Yep.
Sean reckons so.
John reckons not.
No, I said you will get it, but you'll have to pay for it. You just have to say, "Oh, I don't have a smartphone." That will be the magic words.
So the thing is when did the club realise that? And this is the thing with West Ham, they would never ever admit, "Nah, it ain't really worked."
Nah, of course they wouldn't.
No, of course not.
And this is the problem with the people there. And you know what's the OSB doing? Not
I don't
knocking the
know.
people on the OSB because at the end of the day,
You know the chairman is now, don't you?
oh, don't worry. But
Do you know the chairman is?
It's the what's the name, isn't it?
Sue Watson. Yeah.
Yeah, Wust, isn't it? No,
Yeah.
they're not Wisser, they're Wust. They sound
Yeah.
like Jonathan Ross trying to describe what's wrong with his bike.
Anyway,
Full of what?
we've answered the question. Move along.
Richard Kemp
I
says,
derated there.
is even tax.
Come on, get your words out.
No question. Just wanted to say, great result Sunday. I can't wait for Thursday. I thought Fabianski was brilliant. The
Yeah,
unsung hero
yeah,
against Villa. He was
yeah.
very good. Still loving the podcast. Brady out.
Brady out.
Jonathan Lowe says, "Dearly beloved, how are you all?" We're good, thank
We're
you.
fine, actually. Thank you.
It was a great win against Villa, but I didn't think it was a great performance. Too many misplaced passes. However, getting the victory with Yarmolenko getting the first goal made it one of the most memorable games ever, and I had some grit in my eye when his goal went in. Wasn't Villa's plan to break our momentum by falling to the ground every time annoying? Though?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it didn't work either though, did it?
Looking forward to a great night on Thursday, although not from my usual seat. I thought I'd done it, but something weird happened and I lost out. It must
Yeah.
be down to my old age. Are those of you that are going in your usual seats or trying different viewpoints? Keep up the good work, chaps. Blessings, Jonathan.
Well, I forgot, and I blame Nigel, but Nigel got his
Pretty
normal
sorted,
seat.
yeah.
Len's not going.
No one wanted Nigel's seat.
But don't worry, don't worry. I have a cunning plan, as Baldrick would say, George, but we're not going to talk about that on here.
Okay. Paul Nolan says, "Evening all, chauffeur here. Beep beep." Beep, beep.
Beep, beep.
I'm not in on all the jokes these days.
You're not in it, right? Yeah. Don't understand you.
Oh dear.
Cool past you by.
And I don't listen either, so
No, that's what comes across. I'm laughing. Really.
Obviously, yeah. It's so clear that you don't listen to the pod. It's your podcast.
Likes a bit of squirrel.
Oh dear.
It's true. Well, it was only right and fitting Yarmolenko scored yesterday. For once, it was written in the stars for us. He looked good in his natural position. I did not see Villa fans clapping when he scored. Maybe you can confirm, as you can see the away fans from where you sit. I doubt they clapped, did they?
I think they did.
I think that was bullshit as well.
No, well,
I heard that on TV.
I think they
Did
did.
you know what, Pete? Listen, please, you got to stop lying. It's not very good. It's bad for you, lying.
Look. They did sing a lot better than us for the whole game, but I think they did respect. They didn't cheer or straight away, but when they realised, if I remember rightly, when Yarmolenko's picture came up behind them, you know, they clapped when they realised, because I think at the time, you know, they didn't realise it was Yarmolenko, and some of them clapped. I think that is true. I don't think they were cheering, but it was a bit of an afterthought.
Well, I didn't notice, and I sit up near him as well because I was too busy looking at the pitch to worry about. Obviously, old Meerkat there who's looking everywhere, but the pitch would have noticed if Aston Villa fans were doing something. Because
Well, if I'd have filmed it, I could have sold the video
yeah,
footage.
you could have done. There you go. But yeah, I don't buy that. Actually, I don't see that really. I mean,
imagine away fans clapping as well.
It didn't happen.
If Mikalenko's had scored for Everton against West Ham, I don't think I'd be clapping.
No.
Don't mention the war.
I see the club have released extra tickets for Thursday. Does this mean it will be a permanent increase? Have they?
500 extra tickets, all gone in
All
3
when?
minutes. I heard.
Why were they keeping them back?
No, they Seville handed 500 back.
Ah.
So we reallocated them right in the gods. I think you're sitting somewhere in fucking Leighton.
Yeah. Well, that's me, George, and Finley. Not.
Oh, sure, shut up. A couple of other things. Can we call Richard Dodsley's Dodsey Away Day rambles? As someone who has spent more time in his company, I think is more adapt. I'm looking forward to Thursday, as I believe we have a chance to progress. Also, why does Moyes not play Okoflex? He looks a good prospect, so give him a chance. Cannon Townend, Brady out. Vehicle refers
Brady
person.
out.
He often says that Okaflex is not ready yet.
Who? Moyes.
Moyes, yeah. He's
He
often
keeps
asked
putting him on
about
the bench,
him.
though, didn't he?
Well,
He has put him on the bench, but
He
won't-
ain't got no one else. That's why.
Well, he was about to get ready quite quickly if Antonio's out and Yarmolenko pulls something. Isn't he? So it's kind of a foolish thing to say. It's not going to give the boy any confidence if he's dropped in it. Johnny Lyle
Hopefully he
would have
proves
done
him wrong.
What
Chris
position
Mills.
does Sonny Perkins play? Is he a
Striker.
striker?
Oh, he's a striker.
He's a
yeah,
striker
yeah.
as well,
that. I
yeah.
think he's an out-and-out striker.
That was an orange drink, wasn't it, Sonny P?
Hey,
Sunny D.
Chris Mills
Oh,
says,
Sunny D.
"Evening, gentlemen. A fantastic result on Sunday. Wasn't really expecting a thing from that one and was pleasantly surprised. Would have definitely taken a draw." Said
We're
that earlier,
definitely
didn't
safe now, even by Nigel's
we?
standards.
Heard it
we're
loads from
definitely
Villa
safe.
fans even before they lost about how shit the atmosphere was, and they were right. Thursday will be amazing over there, though. Do you think the club can try to improve it on a normal match day, and if so, how? It's like he's
There you
listening
go.
in already.
Rail standing.
Yeah, standing.
Do you know what I think?
There
And
a
this
lot
is the
of
thing. It's possible. Saturday was, or Sunday's game was a lot about.
Oh, did you
before
say
the Lord's Mayor
Saturday?
show.
Did you say
Shut up,
Saturday?
mug. No one ever.
You did say Saturday.
So, anyway, the weekend's game.
You did yourself there, Nigel.
You
You
did
can't.
do yourself.
Dear, oh dear. Anyway, the weekend's game was all about really looking forward to Seville. It was a bit of a, let's get this game out of the way. Hopefully we'll get. But if we'd have lost, I don't think we'd have been bothered realistically because it was all about Thursday. The
Bothered.
season's about Thursday. So not really. But I think the problem with the club is they shot themselves in the way they sold season ticket, and it's still biting them on the arse because the fact is, as I said, if what was the attendance? What was the real attendance? 12 to 15,000 empty seats on Saturday. That's how many.
Oh,
there
hang
was.
on. It went up from 8 to 10 a minute ago.
No, I said there was 48,000 there. If there was 48,000 there, I'd be surprised. That's 12,000 empty
All right.
seats, Sean.
We
Well, you've
never,
got to. I assumed you meant West Ham, so I thought you'd excluded the
we
away
never,
fans.
No.
we never spoke about the amazing home crowd at the Seville game, which is quite.
Yeah,
remarkable.
Doddsy
But-
did mention.
Can
But
I
there was a lot of
mention
empty seats, though.
Well, they didn't. They filled them with their voice. And I'd like to mention two things. Most of that ground didn't have a roof, which that gets rid of the bollocks about we said about our super duper acoustic roof. Secondly,
But it's in Spain, right? Doesn't rain on it.
yeah, okay.
The rain in
It
Spain
falls mainly on
stays
the plane.
mainly on the plane.
And secondly, we cannot have that atmosphere at the London Stadium because of the configuration of it, because of the gaps. Literally, that's what the club sold you out on.
Oh,
But
right.
when you think about,
Come on,
and
move
before-
on.
No,
move
I'm not
on.
gonna
Get
move on
over
because-
it. Get
no, I'm not
over
because
it.
I've got something more to say. You wouldn't understand this next bit. But before you say that's that's an atmosphere for the Spanish things and this that, me and Nigel experienced that atmosphere at Villa Park, so it can happen. So people like me and Nigel got to look back and think, well, it's never going to get better than Villa Park.
You two are like
91.
you are like two people who got divorced like 20 years ago.
No, but
right?
yeah, but
and you're
the-
still bitter, right?
Yeah,
and
but
you just
we-
never get over it. You go,
Yeah, because
"Oh,
we
my
lost
ex,"
you-
you know.
yeah, you're right,
And you
because
go,
we've-
"God, for Christ's
yeah,
sake, it
because-
was 20 years ago."
Yeah,
you go,
because
"Yeah,
we've
but I
been
still
robbed of
think
the
about that."
ability of achieving that again. We are literally, as fans, impotent.
And to be honest, Sean, I've only got your word for what it's like to be divorced because I haven't.
Water under the bridge. Water under the bridge. Not worth crying over spilt milk. Carry on, George.
No, but
William?
it is. Hold up. Look, I'll just say when you say that, but it is because people are asking how you make the atmosphere different, and it all comes back to configuration.
Please
of the
don't
stadium.
say move
It
back
does.
to Upton Park.
No,
There's a
no,
No, we
housing
can't. We're not
bloody
saying
state
we
now.
should, because we accept that we can't. But it doesn't mean to say. What we are saying is we've been robbed of the opportunity to create that kind of atmosphere.
Well, make a
Sorry.
section, dedicated section that is standing, because that's going to be
That
coming
will
in
come.
soon.
That will come.
Make
They
it
have. Your
There's
section
still
is
going to be
standard
gaps,
section.
isn't there?
Yeah,
and
but
then
Sean's never sat
make
down.
people apply for that. Yeah, but make people apply for it. Some
Oh,
people
yeah.
in that area where I used to be with Sean and that don't really want to stand up. So make a dedicated area.
I think most
Get
of those
people
have
to
moved
apply
though
for
now,
it, and then
John.
that will be the area.
People have moved around, and the people who want to stand there, you know.
Yeah, I mean,
Quickly,
I
there's
agree
one way to
with
do it.
Glenn and all that. It was
Yeah.
fucked up. The whole thing was messed up from the very beginning. But if they got a major change that can come in, like that rail standing, that gives them the opportunity to
Yeah, you
change
got-
that.
Plug the gaps. You either move the seats back so there's no gaps, or build seating and plug the gaps so all the fans are together in
George.
one flow.
George,
That's it.
save us
Move
from
on,
these
Dan.
negative Nellies. Move us on.
What? No, we're not negative. We're talking
You
facts,
are
being
negative,
realistic.
Nellies.
We're not being negative.
We're coming up with solutions here.
Yeah, exactly. Your mates created the problem, then the negative ones, because they didn't think that the atmosphere was important until Thursday.
Point noted. Move on.
Belinda Kakikitis, I know that one. Evening
Kakitis.
peeps. Long time no chat. Seville can't really comment. Only saw the first half, but 1-0 result is okay. All to play for. On to Sunday. It was written in the stars as soon as Yarmolenko came on. Not a dry eye and a fantastic goal. I've always been a fan. I still can't understand the abuse
There
he
you
gets
go.
from our own
Well done,
fans.
Belinda.
Shameful. But his goal was class, and so was Fornals. Thought Ben Rama was fab. Best he's played since the early.
I agree. Oh. Oh, we seem to have lost everybody. Where
No,
is
I'm here.
everybody? Well, I've lost everybody except you. You went and came back, but I've lost.
Oh, I've refreshed. So perhaps
Hello?
it's you then. Yeah, we've refreshed. We're all back.
I think the clean feed got bored as well. You need to.
I find it quite entertaining tonight.
We've got not George or Len back. Do you want to carry on if we're not going to get George back? I've told him to.
Is George coming back?
I'm just telling him to refresh plays. Of course, we won't edit this out because we can never be asked. So
Yeah,
this
because
will
you
stay
never
in.
can. Yeah,
Well,
you never can.
come on, right?
So let's start. Where do we start? Might as well start at the beginning again. Paul Turton. Evening all. I wouldn't do it to you. Come on, Facebook.
Where were you up to, George?
Belinda Kai
Belinda.
Keatis.
We finished that one.
Did we?
How many's left, George?
1, 2, 2.
Okay. You know where we are, so
I do.
take us home.
We haven't lost all that, have we?
No, we haven't. No. Just carries
No,
on.
it stays.
Those days are gone.
Good. Sean Dugan. Oh, there's a bit more than 2 now. I'll just refresh. Sean, I'll do them quickly because this is just.
Yeah.
Sean Dugan, evening chaps.
Power
Great
through.
performance against the Villa. Was particularly impressive. Fabianski, who I felt had a great game. Seville will be tough. Imperative we score first on Thursday, then we might do it. Question: with 9 games left and 48 points on the board, what final points tally will give us another Euro adventure to look forward to next year?
How many games
P.S.
we got left?
I'm no relation to Derek, but a lot of my mates call me the Doog. Brady out.
Brady
How
out.
many games have we done?
There's 9 games left, so
9 games left.
29.
So we've done 29, right? Scientific, and we've got how many points?
48.
48
Wow.
divided by 29 means that we earn 1.65 points per game, and you said we've got 9 left, yeah?
13.
14.85. Let's round it up to 15.
How can
So,
you round up a point?
because I do,
'Cause he's a
93
mathematical
points.
genius.
No, it ain't 93 points, you mucket.
It's not.
48 plus
Fucking
15.
Not fucking European Champions League.
And that's me just saying a mathematical genius.
Fucking hell.
We'll be champions. They'll earn Champions League.
It's not 93 points.
I think it's 69, isn't it?
61.
60,
Yeah.
well, that's it. Yeah.
What we-
61
what we
points.
can
That seems
do
about
is-
right.
Well,
Go on, move
we've
on.
got Everton to play as well, so we can put a big dent in them.
Oh, yeah, that'd be
That'd be
great.
good. I fear that game though. I never like playing Everton. I'm an old fan.
We've got quite a good record against them in recent years, haven't we?
Recently, but yeah, I've got a long memory.
Marion Williams. God, no, I didn't say that right. The Stooge was late again, taking his seat on Sunday. Does he know
How
if
does
the
he
club has
know
blocked
that?
the sale of this year's shirts at M&M Sports?
One, I wasn't late. I was exactly on time. I came before they took the knee. Secondly,
You was late to meet us in the Sports Club. Go on, crack on.
yeah. Secondly, I don't
You
know
weren't
whether
there.
M&M have been
No,
blocked.
no.
Can't believe that the roving reporter Dodsey wanted to sit in the back seat as I drove him all the way to Liverpool. I think the stardom is going to his head.
He was holding court at half time. He was like had a group of people around him.
He's
I
Jumping
believe-
court.
wasn't he?
Well, before the game, Sean, but you weren't there. So
Yeah.
I believe there was no ballot for Brentford, but was the Stooge successful in getting a ticket?
No
Sean?
comment.
Oh.
Social media is a real truth teller in these COVID days. Am I right that if you contract COVID, you should inform those you met 2 days ago previously? Did the Stooge forget about Alvin?
Who's Alvin?
Alvin
Oh,
Martin.
you bellend.
Dear.
I don't think that was. I don't think I did meet Alvin before I got COVID. I think you're just mistaken. But I told everyone I had met. So.
Good. Mark Jarvis says, "Hey there, chaps. First time questioner, long time listener from down under. Love the show and listen every week. Welcome, Mark.
G'day.
G'day.
Great
Given,
out, Spell.
given Zuma Gate the other week, is there a West Ham player who did or said something you couldn't get past and could never quite get over?"
Oh,
Well,
I
the
didn't
player
tell you
was
the
over.
update on Zuma.
John's got a few of them.
The update on Zuma, just while we're on Zuma, is
Oh, I thought we was
he's
going to talk about Mark
going
Wald
to do
then.
some community service. He's going to be prosecuted, but he's not going to go to prison. He's not going to be stop any games, and he's going to
To get the cats back.
he'll get the cats back. He'll have to pay a fine, and he'll have to do some community
So
service.
he gets the cats back. Does he get the cats back?
He gets the cats back. Yeah.
That's good, because what that shows is the cats were not mistreated. They were just, I don't know what you would say. Well, they were mistreated, but not constantly. Yeah, it's that if he'd constantly done that to them, then the cats would have shown other
It's
injuries.
like historical injuries and
Yes.
breaks and things like that.
Yeah. Anyway, it's time for predictions because we've lost George, and I think that was the last one. John, 2 games, Sevilla and Spurs. Dirty Spurs.
Dirty Spurs.
Are you going?
No. Seville, I reckon we're going to win 1-0.
Oh,
And
we
then
can't just win 1-0. There's got to be something
And
more
then-
than that. And then,
lose on penalties.
oh, thanks for that, John. Len.
West Ham 1, Sevilla 3.
Ooh, harsh.
Yeah. I think we get at least a draw at Spurs, so let's say 1-1.
Okay. George.
We will beat Sevilla 2-0, and we will draw with Tottenham 0-0.
Okay. And Shedman.
I'm going to draw on the spirit of 76. Den Haag and Eintracht Frankfurt lose away. Big wins at home. 3-1 West Ham. On to the next round. And Spurs are going to fucking smash the life out of us.
Well,
I don't think I know how to anymore.
I'm going to go. Thursday night, I'm going to go 3-0 win. Yarmolenko hat trick. And on Spurs, I'm going to say 6-0 double hat trick from Yarmolenko. Ukraine, with you, Ukraine, we remain united, or whatever the hashtag is. Hashtag? I don't know. I've been Sean.
I'm
John's
just
been.
impressed you managed to be able to pronounce Ukraine, Sean. So
Yeah.
I don't remember
I've
the
been
hashtag.
Sean. John's been. I think we lost him at that point. Len's been. We've lost him. Nigel's been.
Running late.
George has been.
Here to the end.
Hey! Come on, you Irons.
Bobby Moore. More than just a
Back next
podcast.
week. Champions of Europe.
Bobby Moore.
And maybe London.
More than just a podcast.
Bye.
I'm back. What I miss?
Say bye.
Bye. And I've been honest and realistic.
Good game, where from? Good, nice to see you, nice. Good game, where from, love? Yeah, cuddly toy, come on, yeah, teapot, yeah, nice to see you, nice to see you, nice. Good game,